Had a good Thursday practice, really good. Like where we're at, like where our team's at, like where the mentality's at, and be ready to play on Saturday. It's just a matter of getting rehab, get rested for the next couple of days, and feel good and ready to play. Any questions?
You talk about the ability to tackle in space against their skill guys?
It's going to be critical. I mean, anytime you play great teams, I mean, they have great skill guys, they create those one-on-ones, and being able to get them down in space, that's big. That's big. I mean, real big, and it's a challenge. It's going to be a huge challenge.
We talked all week about the maturity of handling this week. Now that you're at this point in the week, how did you
I thought they practiced extremely well. I thought they handled it. I thought they've kept the distractions down. I like their focus. Really, Tuesdays are always tougher because you're putting in new things and that goes on. But I mean, it really started getting really good.
Scooter, all right? I know he's held out today.
Yeah, we held him out for a little bit, but they told us he should be able to go. So that's what we're planning on.
Are you looking forward at all just to seeing, especially some of the younger guys, go up against similar athletes?
I am, and even the older guys. I mean, I'm just anxious how we handle the game and go play in the game, and look forward to taking advantage of this opportunity.
Is it fun this week? Has it been fun at all?
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, it's been a normal week. I mean, I don't ever look at them any different. I really don't. I mean, we prepare hard and do it, and I know everybody says that's cliches, but it's not. I mean, I feel the same way every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It doesn't matter.
It's a cliche, man, about having a good offense, keeping another offense off the field. But if you could get that running game going, to keep that Clemson offense off the field would be big for you.
Better score points.
Right.
See, all those days, and because of the no-huddle things, I think those days are I don't say they're going, and it does when you control the ball. But I think it's harder in college to control the ball much more than it is in pro ball because the clock doesn't run. And in college ball, the clock stops for so many different things. And what happens? I think the first thing you got to make sure you do, it's great. We need to control it because that's what we want to do is run the football and keep balancing our offense, be able to run it and throw it. But I think getting points and doing that's going to be critical too.
So you're saying you'll take a couple more 80-yard touchdown runs?
Oh yeah, I'll take those. I'll definitely take those.
All right.
You talked a little about Bjorn earlier in the week and sort of the innate ability he has to recognize and process information so quickly, but how much of that is also just the amount of work that he's putting into watching film and knowing what's going to come before it even happens?
Both. You have to put the work in to know and to study the details of things, and then you have to be able to process it when it happens. And then you have to, and there's things on the field that certain guys, there's 20% of that game that coaches don't coach. Those guys either have that it factor or they don't. And he kind of does all three of those things. Mm-hmm. He kind of does all three of them.
This is a pretty interesting rivalry. How much do you know about this rivalry, going back to the punt Ruski and all that?
It is
some good moments.
It is. I mean, that was a game people forget that Florida State really was kind of dominated the punt Ruski game during that day. They never had much offense. Right. I mean, because the other punt, Dion ran a punt back.
Right.
In the same game. There was a big special teams game. They had Clemson at that time had a very dynamic defense and kind of controlled the game a little bit. Florida State had a couple big plays, but it's always been a very. In '89 they got beat. That was one of the first two games. You know what I mean? And Florida State had the great times in the '90s with them, and Clemson's battled back. But Clemson's always historically been a great team, very physical team, and Clemson and Florida State and Clemson's always kind of been a rivalry. Right. Has been for a while.
Has the recruiting aspect kind of maybe heated that up? You guys going after some of these same players?
We do get in Florida and Georgia and South Carolina because we know we're going after a lot of top players, and they recruit very well also, and it does.
How big is this for recruiting, this night, bringing unofficial visitors to campus? And I assume it helped last year against Oklahoma.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, they get the atmosphere, environment, what it's like to play here, and that's why you want to come to college and play in those kind of big games. So, I mean, it does not hurt it, I promise.
Good showcase?
Yeah, it is. A very good showcase. Very good showcase.